to the channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Always a pleasure to be rocking and rolling for all you beautiful souls around the globe. Guys, we are here getting ready to do what we do better than any other family on the game. We're doing it right here. We're keeping it off tap. That's how we roll. That's how we live life. That's how we do what we do. We don't care what anyone's doing over and around the corner. We don't care what anyone's doing down the block. Because right here, it's time to rock. High five. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Anyways, guys, we're going to dive into this reaction request right here. This is one from Lauren. Lauren wants to hear a musical prostitute, Freddie Mercury, the interview from 1984. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit it right now, without further ado. From me, for Lauren, and all of you. Let's go ahead and get off tap. Rolling.
How does it feel at the end of a day like that? To like your job in an evening like that?
I love my job, but I hate talking to people like you. I love it right now because I said earlier on, you're the last person I'm talking to, so you probably get the best interview, darling.
I mean, he's so cool, man. You get the best interview, darling. I like talking to an interviewer, don't like talking to people like you.
The whole thing, like this afternoon when you have to talk to so many journalists, what goes on?
Well, it's part of my job, so I have to do it. We don't do it that often.
Burn!
It's like, this is the first kind of press conference we've had for a long while, 3, 4, 5 years maybe. So I don't mind it. If I had to do this every day, forget it.
Guys, I apologize. We gotta start that over. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to push the record button. Okay, we go now. It's my bad. That's right. I know y'all like looking at Freddie anyways. Just go ahead and look at him some more. That's just cool.
How does it feel at the end of a day like that? To like your job in an evening like that?
I love my job, but I hate talking to people like you.
It's even funnier the second time
I love it right
around.
now because I said earlier on, you're the last person I'm talking to, so you probably get the best interview, darling, don't I?
I mean, the whole thing, like this afternoon when you have to talk to so many journalists, what goes on?
Well, it's part of my job, so I have to do it. We don't do it that often, so I mean, it's like, this is the first kind of press conference we've had for a long while, 3, 4, 5 years maybe. So I don't mind it. If I had to do this every day, forget it.
Do you sometimes have the feeling that, I mean, obviously people are asking the same questions all the time, that music is your statement and not the talking?
No. I think it's more than music, we're personalities, so you talk about more than music. I mean, if all you talked about was music, depending on if you're a music paper, then you talk about music. But there's more to us than just writing songs. I mean, we do other things, and we have characters, and depends what you talk about.
Facts!
So I don't mind it, no. And of course people ask the same questions, because some of the questions are current and they want to know about the same things. So ask me about my solo album then, huh?
Yeah, what about the solo album?
Oh, it's great.
Of course it is.
Is he the coolest guy on the planet or what? Yeah.
Does it sound a bit different?
Yes, it sounds. Hopefully it's not finished yet, see, so I don't know how it's going to come out, but at the moment I've worked on it for about 2 or 3 months, and I was supposed to finish it before the Queen tour, but I need a bit more time, and it's sounding good. It's nice to actually play with different people, because I've always played with Queen all the time, and so I had there's a drummer the session drummer from Munich, and a guitarist from Munich, so basically all German players.
See, that's the thing in life. Sometimes you want to change it up a little bit. Freddie knew that. Freddie did that. You don't want to always have the same oatmeals. Sometimes you want to have different breakfast cereals. Yeah, that was a sucky example.
And it's made my song sound different,
To people outside, it sometimes feels funny or special that there are so many solo projects, whereas the band is still going as well on the side. how would you analyze the influence of the solo stuff for the band when you come back together again? Is that an advantage that you're four strong writers who also do stuff on your own, or does it?
Yes, I think.
Is that Freddie's hand, or is that someone else touching Freddie? It could be his hand. Looks a little small, doesn't it? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me.
I think, in a funny way, I thought because I think this is one of the few groups that all four members write, and I thought that we'd be doing solo albums much before this. But I think, in a funny way, when we do a Queen album, they're like four solo projects within themselves anyway. Because I mean, I have my bunch of songs, Brian has his, and Roger and John, and so it's like four little solo projects working side by side, and then we put them all together.
That's a cool way to explain that. That is actually a cool way to explain the Queen dynamic. Ooh, way to go, Freddie. High five. High five, Freddie.
So I think that was the reason that we didn't actually go and do solo projects earlier on. I mean, if we were writing all the same kind of songs, then we would have gotten fed up and said, "Oh, I want to do my solo album first." But we're all writing different songs, so
if everyone wrote the same songs, it'd be boring, and it wouldn't be Queen. You know, that would be like NSYNC.
It keeps us interested. So for about 13 years or whatever, you know, that was interesting enough for us to carry on. And as far as I was concerned, all Queen albums were little solo projects anyway. I was writing my kind of songs that I wanted. But now I think the time has come where I want a whole album of my own, and Roger's done two already. So I think most people thought that I would be the first one to have a solo album, and then the band would, Queen would break up and all that. But here you are, after 13 years. Four old ladies are still rocking away.
I like him, man. He is such a cool dude. And can we take a moment to appreciate the freaking perfection in the stash? His stash is so perfecto. It's better than the Pringles guy's stash. You know the guy in the Pringles? You know the potato with the contain. They got you.
What about the actual work in the studio when you four come together and everybody wants to bring his side of songs?
Yeah, that happens all the time, yeah.
It sounds like having also...
It's like a cockfight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all, four cocks fighting. God, it's getting nice, this. Yeah, but you know, the funny thing is, this sort of happened almost when we met, the four of us. And it's just... You won't believe it. I mean, people think that, okay, now they're fighting.
He would not survive during this pandemic time, man. He keeps touching his face so many times. Dude, you can't touch your face that many times. They tell you, wash your hands, bro. Oh, wait, he's good. There wasn't pandemic. Nah, you're good, man. My bad. I just forget because we have a pandemic in this time frame, but you good. Go ahead. He should be like a baseball player, like a coach or a pitcher or something. The freaking dude who's what's the freaking, what's the dude, man? The freaking dude sends the plays out. The freaking umpire, not the umpire. Who's the guy freaking coach down the catch? Y'all know what I'm talking about, but he should be that guy.
We fought on virtually the first day because we used to know each other from university and all that, and we used to fight about musical ideas and this and that because we're all very strong characters, we all have egos and all that, so we always kept fighting. But I think the fighting seems to keep us together because I think sometimes I think bands break up when there's one very strong person and the others get left out and they think, oh God, this arsehole is just too strong and we want to join another band. But the four of us are real... Actually, I can't say these four-letter words. Huh? We're very strong individually, so we just keep...
What four-letter word do y'all think he was going to say? I think, and I don't want to say it, but I'll say what it rhymes with. Rhymes with... blunt, but 4-letter word that starts with C. I think that's what he wanted to say. You know, we all, yeah.
At each other, and I think the reason we've stayed together for so long is just none of us want to leave, because I mean, if you leave, it's like being a coward and you're going out. So we still keep going, and as long as the music is still there, and as long as the people are still buying the music, then it's okay. When they stop buying our records, then I'll say goodbye and do something else.
Freddie, that would never happen because everybody loves you, and Shaggy too. Scooby, Scooby Doo, where are you? Oh, my Scooby's coming back. My Scooby's coming back. Scooby, Shaggy.
I'm a strip artist or something.
Yeah. What music you would strip? What music would you use?
All the songs I've written. Oh, come on.
Duh! Freaking like, come on! Of course he means all the songs
Announcing a
he's
tour
written.
like that, if you think of the tour life that's ahead of you, is that a pleasant imagination, or do you hate tour life basically?
What, the touring?
Touring and all this.
It depends. I mean, this tour I'm looking forward to because we haven't done it for 2 years. There was a time where we were doing tours so extensively, because I mean, we would go into the studio, make an album, and then tour the world, and then we'd go back, and that was the routine. I mean, I didn't have any time to actually break away, and we virtually did that for about 8 or 9 years, and that's why the last couple of years we wanted to break away from that format, because I was getting very bored, and so were the others, and just to get away and do different things and think about certain things. And so this tour I'm looking forward to, because we haven't toured, and we can do different things. It's going to be...
That's awesome, by the way. And you do have to mix it up in life. You know, you really do. That keeps it fresh. I know when I was touring all the time, it was some days, even though I loved it because, you know, music's my first love. I love all that and touring and performing and all that. But, like, when you've just been, like, on the road constantly, and you're going all the time, let me tell you, that first day when you get back home and you get a chance to freaking kick it down a notch in your own freaking crib, oh, Lord have mercy, it's the best thing since apple pie, dude. Sometimes you just like that. You're like, man, I don't want to fly or go anywhere. I don't want to leave. I don't want to do nothing. Don't even call me. I don't even want to go down to the store on my bicycle. I don't even want to freaking walk around the corner. Don't call me. I'll call you, like in 2022.
And so this tour I'm looking forward to, because we haven't toured, and we can do different things. It's going to be it's going to be fresh, you know.
Fresh.
And otherwise there were tours I hated, because I mean, we used to do American tours that lasted for 3 or 4 months, and towards the end it was just terrible. I just never wanted to go on a stage again, because after a while the songs sounded very... You know, if you're doing it for 3 months, you have to do the same routine, and you know, you need time away so you can get freshness into it. And I think that probably happens to everybody.
Yep.
What's the fresh element now in the new tour?
It's me, my costume.
He's such a character, man. He's so cool. And he's just on point, you know, like he doesn't have to sit there and figure out what he wants to say next. He just is on point. He knows where he wants to go and he gets there. He just freaking hops in the car. He freaking oh. That's how he do. What he do?
No, it's just it's new. I mean, the one element that I like on this tour is that we are actually going to go all the way back and do songs from all the old albums as well, because that I think anybody coming to see Queen this time is going to get a little piece of all the albums. So I mean, there are times where somebody comes to a show and say, oh, they didn't do anything from this album or whatever. Of course we can't do all the songs from 13 albums. We'll be there for 2 days, but I think what we're doing is going to take
13 albums. So in 1984, when they did this interview, they had done 13 albums. So from this point onwards, they did 2 more albums. Because they had total 15 albums, if I'm correct. Ow.
Even if it's one song from one album or two from each, we're not going to leave any album.
And that's not that's not counting his album, you know, or two that he did on his solo thing as well.
Out. So I think that to me is fun, because we've been practicing some of the.
It's a lot of recording.
We were practicing "Keep Yourself Alive" and "Liars" from the first album, and it made me think, you know, that about 13 years ago we were doing this, and at that time I had long hair and black fingernails and makeup and everything, kind of thing that Boy George is doing right now. And to think that I'd sort of still be singing those songs, it sort of makes me sound old, doesn't it?
Well,
I don't look too bad for 37, I tell you.
Oh wow, he was 37 there. Man, it does look good. I gotta say, hey, Freddie looked good. Freaking, I like that little subtle freaking, just a little bit of a flex. He's like, what, you know, I was having long hair and freaking wearing my freaking makeup and having my nails painted black and stuff back in freaking, when I first started, like in the 70s, dog, man. And now Boy George trying to do that. He was basically saying, yeah, man, these biatches be copying my game. Go, Freddie, tell him, Freddie, tell him.
do you have the feeling that a lot of people are imitating, because you mentioned Boy George, do you have the feeling that you see them come and go while your career is going on, you know, so many new bands?
I don't think Boy George is going to come and go. I think Boy George is going to be here for a long while. They always have, I mean, there's always people that come up like that, and for me, you can always tell somebody who's going to stay, and Boy George is going to stay. Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you think?
Yes, I think so.
What do you think?
The question is, what will he wear in 10 years?
Oh, that doesn't matter. I mean, you know, that's the least of his problems, I think, you know.
Exactly.
What does it mean to you? I mean, I talked to Keith Richards recently, and he said the most important thing in his career was when he realized that being on stage and being admired by young kids is not the answer to life. Did you have a similar experience once, when you first of all thought that's it, and then you, from a certain stage, you're thinking of something else?
No, the most important thing to me is to be happy, to be honest, to have fun.
Ooh, yeah, tell him. That is the most important thing in life. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the freaking king himself, the freaking master of the universe himself, the freaking flexer in disguise. This guy right here, Freddie Mercury, he just told you that is what it's all about. That's
and depending on whatever I do, I mean, of course music is important to me, and because that's my life. And as long as, I mean, I can, I'll carry on as long as I write music and people want to buy it.
Woo, hell yeah.
That's important to me, but I mean, that's not the be-all and the end-all. I mean, I just, they're very sort of, to me, happiness is the most important thing.
Amen, man.
And if I'm happy, then it shows in my work.
Oh, man, I tell you, it is so true, man. When you're happy in life, everything else is a chain reaction. It makes everything else, you know, start reflecting that back as well. Man, I'm telling you right now, and I say this all the time, you guys who've rode with me from day one know this is something I say, I believe, I know it to be true. And that one thing is this: your reality is a direct reflection of your belief process. If you believe you're happy, then that's what your reality is going to reflect back to you. If you believe you're happy, that's what you're going to see. That's what's going to happen. That's going to become that freaking chain reaction, wildfire, freaking sensation that's going to freaking splurt happiness everywhere you look, from the left to the right, every day and every night. Tell him, Freddie.
So basically, I just want to be happy and make a lot of money and buy a lot of things, especially in Vienna.
Yeah, antique. Yep. Just a moment. You were also recording something with Michael Jackson that was not released yet. I think the song is even called Victory.
Sorry,
that's right. Yeah. I've done like 3 tracks with him, and that's about a year ago, longer than that. And yes, Victory was one of the songs, but he wanted to use the title for the Jackson thing. But the song is still there, and it's probably just waiting until the two of us get together and finish it.
Yeah.
And no, I mean it's just because he has commitments, I have commitments, and it's very difficult. I mean, he's on tour, I'm going on tour, and you've got to sort of it's very, very difficult when 2 different musicians trying to get together. I mean, he has to do his stuff, and it's just that when I was spending some time in LA and we were friends, he said, "Oh, why don't we try something?" So I mean,
that's cool.
One day.
That is so cool, man. Just hearing him talk about that and say that, man, that is so cool. That is cool, man. I mean, just the mere thought of them two, you know what I'm saying? Just freaking like 2 the greatest ever on the planet together in the Thunderdome. Freaking going at it. Breaking necks and kicking asses. Chugga boom.
It'll probably be finished. Ow! And the other song is called State of Shock, which I did. And
we ain't done that one yet, have we? We gotta do that. Why ain't we done that yet? Can someone tell me? We ain't done that, have we? Did we do it? I mean, I know the song, so don't get it twisted, because I know the song, but I just can't remember if we did it or not. I mean, I think we did. Well, maybe we did. I'm getting mixed up. Maybe we did. I don't know. Okay? We do so much on here. I know it. Y'all thought I didn't know.
Jagger's on it but it's all okay because Michael called me up and said, "Look, I want to finish a song. I want it on the Jackson's album." And I said, "I can't come over because I'm in Munich." And he said, "Is it okay if Mick does it?" So I said, "Fine, songs are songs. I mean, as long as our friendship carries on, we can write all kinds of songs."
That is so cool, man. What a freaking true legend. That's mad respect. I respect him even more than I already did, and I already respected him like 8 million%. Now I respect him 8,000,000.2534%. So there you go. Facts!
After that.
With what other people could you think of cooperating, like with Bowie and Jackson, all this unreleased stuff? What are people who are
interested? It depends. I mean, I don't sort of think of those things. I mean, sometimes you just meet friends, and if you think about doing a song together, you talk about that. Otherwise, that's not what I think about all the time. I mean, Elton and I have been friends for a long time, but we've actually sort of said to each other, one day we probably go in there together and write a song. But it's better being friends, you know what I mean? Mm. And the thing about it is spontaneity. So, I mean, it's just, if it happens that we're talking and suddenly we say, "Oh, let's go in the studio and do it," that's the best thing. And that's what happened with David Bowie. He was just around, we were having dinner for a couple of days, and we were recording in the studio, and he just said, "Oh, maybe I'll come in and just see what happens." So it wasn't planned.
That's dope.
If it's planned, then it's boring, because then and we were just going in there and fooling around to see what happened. And suddenly this song started taking shape, and we said, "Oh, that's quite nice. Let's work on it a bit."
That is so cool, man. Like, I've been in that kind of situation, where it's just like so organic. Like, you're hanging out with some other musicians, some of your other artists, homies, and all that, and you're just kicking it down a notch. Maybe having an OJ, maybe some diamond holes, maybe some oatmeal, Little Debbie oatmeal cake. You may have Oreo. Y'all know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, but y'all know, you be hanging out, and then it's so cool when you're just having that kind of like just jam session. It's not even planned. He just like suddenly he's like, "Ooh, yeah, hey, we should go and just lay that down. That sounds dope." Say, "Okay, let's go do that." You know, so that's cool when that happens when it's not planned. Organicness is freaking awesomeness. Off tap quote 2021.
The
You're welcome.
result of that was under pressure. So
Ooh, under pressure.
I'm not really. I don't get up every morning and say, okay, who am I going to work with today? Those kind of things don't work.
How would you describe yourself as an artist? Would you say that you're a very organized person, very
Seriously, you like see why every guy and every girl and every girl and every guy and everyone in between and everyone freaking just like is in love with him. Like to this day, people still drool over him. Like, look at him. I mean, this guy's like freaking a piece of Da Vinci artwork, man. Look at the perfection as the there. Look at the best the perfect nose. Got the perfect got the perfect got the perfect oh there you could do too. Oh, look at the ear, nice. Everything go look go good. Eh, toto soñadito. Yeah.
spontaneous person, or how do you say?
No, myself as an artist. I'm just a musical prostitute, my dear.
I like that. I'm just a musical prostitute, my dear.
Who cares? Disorganized and
That's
organized.
dope.
That's an asshole question to ask anybody. It's just,
Oh, tell him, Freddie.
I don't know. I'm just me. You know, I'm just me. I'm very disorganized at times. I'm organized at times, and I'm just me.
What emotions do you have when you see old stuff, for example, like you mentioned before, with long hair and black fingers?
When I see myself, oh dear, I wouldn't tear them all up. I just think, I actually laughed at myself. But I know that it was something that you had to do. I think someone like Boy George, in about 5 or 10 years' time, is going to look and say, oh my God, did I really look like that? But he knows that it was relevant at the time, and it was right, and I think I don't regret any of the things I did. It's just that I laugh. I mean, what did you look like 10 years ago?
Horrible.
Do you look at your pictures? And
yes.
Oh, there you are then. So I mean, I just think, and it's a process of growing up, you know, to experience, and I just think at this point in time, I think if I had long hair and fingernails and wearing the things, I would look ridiculous. I mean, I looked ridiculous then, but it worked. But it was all right then. So it's just growing up and gaining experience.
If you look at all members of the band, I know it's...
He's got those dimple things too, like when he's in this dimple. You did it.
It's a difficult question, but what do you think every single member does contribute to the special chemistry that's green?
Alright, man, obviously that 29.59 just hit, so I'm sorry. I had to go ahead and come back on the scene. I apologize. I'm just going to rewind that a little bit because we been humming. That should be enough. Let go.
It's hard to sort of pinpoint those things, because I mean, we certainly have an ingredient between the four of us, otherwise it wouldn't have worked, especially for this long. And we all have a role to play, but I couldn't tell you what it was. I mean, it's just, the only thing I could tell you is that the reason is because we're diverse. We're 4 different characters coming from, and that's why I think it's worked. Not 2 of us are the same. I mean, so that, you know, we all like totally different things, but we come together. It's a chemistry that works. And I couldn't tell you what it was, because I mean, who can? It's just something that seems to fit. And that's what good bands are made of, you know. Well, we're good.
He's so humble.
Okay, thank you very much.
Because they're not good. Oh, man, he just snapped. Oh, lucky. He almost snapped off the show. That's my job. Yo, man, look, everything that Freddie, you know, he's very humble because he's saying, you know, we're good. But the real thing is they're freaking not good. They're freaking phenomenal. There's got to be a million other adjectives to really accurately describe Queen. And good is like calling Queen good is like calling freaking fresh chocolate chip cookies that just came out the oven. I'm talking out the oven right now. Calling those, yeah, they okay. That's the same thing. That's like freaking saying that freaking Tom Brady, the GOAT. That's like saying he's not the GOAT. He's just the freaking little lamb. Like, what? Doesn't even make sense. Freaking Queen is not good. They're freaking absolutely stupendously great times infinity and beyond. Like, seriously, you can't even find a word to describe them. They're that freaking awesome. Freddie, the greatest, freaking super dope himself in his own right. Freaking what? I mean, you got, it's like the Justice League up in there, man. You got 4 superheroes all up together doing their thing. What do you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? Of course the Justice League is going to come and dominate and freaking bring order back to the music scene. That's what they did. They not only brought order to the music scene, they freaking absolutely destroyed the music scene by freaking doing things better than every single other person in the game. They invented the game. You look in the dictionary under game and what do you see? You're going to see freaking Queen. That's what your eyes are going to freaking see. Because these guys, the best guys. And they were led into battle by their commander-in-chief, the great Sir Freddie Mercury. And that's the bottom line, because Off Tap said so. In case I don't want to freaking fall and drop everything on film, that just sucks. Alright guys, we're gonna do a little mission right now. Alright, this is just for you guys.